I mean, I have like 10 different.
Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so guys, what's going to happen is the broadcast is going to start at 6:55. I have your mics turned down right now. I have this mic on just a little bit so that people know there's audio. What? It's the one on the camera. Yeah. So yeah, so I've got that shotgun for stuff in the 3 right here. So, and you're in 2, and Anthony goes on. Yeah. So right before the game actually starts, I'll count you guys in, and then I'll bring you guys up, and then Anthony will start the broadcast. And you probably won't have that much time left for the kickoff, so don't feel like you gotta like stay a lot.
Yeah, kickoffs normally work anyway, so that's something we can still do.
Yeah,
Like to each other.
yeah. So you'll probably have like a minute before the game starts.
No, I put it back up. Make sure you
Hello to our favorite Benedictine soccer fans. We are here, me and a good friend of mine, Justin Mitchell. I'm Anthony Cora, class of 20.
Justin Mitchell, class of 2019.
And we are here broadcasting the game of our varsity Benedictine soccer team versus the Chagrin Falls Tigers. You wanna keep going? So our varsity Bengals team is 11-3-1 on the season, and Chagrin Falls is 13-1-0 on the fall 2020 season.
We expect to see a good game today. We know our Bengal team can perform, especially in these conditions. But for the other team, we also have Ian Zeetney, Ellis Clark, and Alex Cantor, who we expect to perform today. Those are the goal leaders for the Tigers. And as we get started, we see Bengals started with the ball, take possession down to the bottom right corner.
Yes, our Bengals varsity team has been performing very well against the teams that they've been playing against recently. So we hope to see that performance staying very high today.
Yeah, it's very well as of recent. And after speaking with some of the players, they expect to continue this run well deep into the playoffs. And they don't expect it to end today. Expect to come out with a win today, start out early.
That was a nice save by Peter Sturkle to get the Bengals off of defense. And
something I feel Benedictine has become sort of known for since I played here, and these players are not continuing, is the hustle and the physicality of the players. You know, they tend to play to their strengths, and even though they are undersized this year, they tend to still get very physical. And even some of the smallest players on the team, like Corey Fox, Amari Sanders, Gabe Roberto, and his brother Charlie Roberto, tend to get in the most scuffles and really get in there with some of the bigger opponents.
yes, I agree, Justin. They're very aggressive on defense, and even on offense, they just tend to never really stop. Amari Sanders to Corey Fox, playing it downfield and taken by Chagrin Falls Tiger.
Going to have a Bengals throw taken by senior Devin Jackson.
Chagrin Falls gets the ball back, clears it upfield.
Nice defense by Will to force it back to the outside, cleared by Cameron. Actually stays in bounds.
Yes, and Chagrin Falls got the ball back, and our Bengals just
nice defense by Daniel Nathan.
Attempted to clear it out.
First turnover by Christian, attempts to clear it up the field, and so giving it back to the Tigers. Back to their goalkeeper. So with the game today, we have a little weather. So it's about 47 degrees tonight, and it is raining. So expect that to come into play with a lot of the shots and passes, maybe on the ground, but still have a lot of steam on them.
Yes, as we saw right there, the ball will be skipping all night, Justin.
Yes, great save by Pete Sturkle, understanding the conditions and able to make the save.
We will see a Benedictine throw by junior Jack Karras. And Will clears it out to Christian Cora. Chris gets it out of there. And Omari ends up with the ball, looking for something down the field.
Little contact on the sideline.
Chagrin Falls gets the ball back. Passes it out wide to their outside defender. Looking to get into Benedictine territory. A nice tackle
Nice
by
defense.
Cameron Mitchell, senior number 10.
And that tackle was on number 14, Ian Zitney. So we're going to have to watch him the entire night, make sure we have him under control.
Yes.
The top goal scorer. There he is, targeted once again, guarded by Cameron.
Devin Jackson with the clearance. And Chagrin Falls gets the ball back on their defensive third. We see the Tigers playing around with the ball in their back half of the field, looking for an opportunity to go ahead.
The opportunity breaks on number 29, Alex Cantor, who was also one of those top 3 scorers for the team, top 3 producers. Unfortunately, he does not produce there. Benedictine gets the ball on their offensive half.
Yes,
But it will be coming back out as it is Tigers' ball.
Tigers again coming back down to Benedictine territory. Fox gets his foot in there, looking to get the ball back to the Bengals.
Nice pressure by Amari Sanders on the sideline, forces a turnover.
Yes, already starting into the game, Amari Sanders has been in a lot of the action lately on this left side against the Tigers.
Go there, gotta go there. All right, Daniel.
There he goes again, Amari Sanders stealing the ball, passing it to Samir Gonzalez.
Samir gets it out to Amari, takes a nice shot, goes over. It's going to be a goal kick coming out.
Yes, that was a very good opportunity we saw from the Bengals, first one of the night.
For those watching, you can probably hear junior goalie Pete Sturkle constantly yelling at the team, and that is a great improvement from where he was his freshman year. I was a senior his freshman year, and he was solid, but there was some things he could improve on, and his talking was definitely one of them. And now you can't watch a game without hearing him talking constantly. So great on Pete for the improvement in that category.
Yes, I agree. I think that's a key part of making sure the defense stays organized every single game. So I think Pete communicating a lot more during games just really it helps out our defense and really the whole team. There goes Pete Sturkle with a goal kick. The Tigers get the ball back into the Benedictine Bengals 18 box.
Great pressure by Will to force a turnover. Beat him to the spot, cut off the angles. He had a little space to pass. Good defense by Devin Jackson there.
Yes, nice clearance by Devin to Amari Sanders. Amari,
Should be Benedictine ball. as it
yes,
is.
he kicked the ball off of number 16 of the Tigers. Force Jack Harris throw in.
As Dev is a senior on the team this year, he has not always played soccer, and it's good to see how much he's grown since he's been playing with the team. Nice, strong, big defender in the back. Doesn't really let people bully him to the ball as we saw over there, gets nice body contact, and is able to force a turnover.
Cameron Mitchell with the ball in the midfield, passing it to Charlie Roberto, back to Omari Sanders. Devin Jackson using his body well to shield the ball, clear the ball out for a Tigers throw-in.
Amari uses time to make the pass, trying to make the best opportunity for Christian Cora. But the Tigers do play pretty good defense there.
Yeah, so there's center back. He got a nice body around the ball and was able to clear the ball out to his outside defender.
Nice hustle by freshman Charlie.
Oh,
Miscommunication by the Bengals there. Shot by, I believe that to be number 10. That would be Ellis Clark.
yes, we're going to be seeing a lot of him on our defensive third as well. Tigers back on our Bengals half of the field.
Nice first turnover by Charlie Roberto.
Yes. Charlie Roberto coming in as a freshman has put in some key play. He's been playing very well for the Bengals as a freshman coming in. So
And also getting a lot of varsity minutes.
yes, I know. Having a brother on the team, he wanted to prove himself not just to be Gabe's brother, but as his own person on the team.
And as we have a mix-up down there in our defensive third, Pete Sturkle does come out with a save.
Turf really slippery.
Yeah, it is, depending on what kind of shoes they have on. Yeah.
It looks like everybody's like slipping.
Nice clearance by Daniel Nagel. Put it back on the Tigers half of the field.
So as we've seen from Chagrin so far, they really like to take their time and really create a nice opportunity from the back. Not really the Bengals play style, but that does not mean that they do not know how to defend it.
Yes, with our Bengals aggression, when the Tigers make a mistake, we see our Bengals just capitalizing on that. Ooh, nice shot by number 2, Christian Cora. A little wide left. Yes, this Tigers team is very patient on offense. They like to keep the ball, play around with it a little bit, look for the right opportunity. Again,
There we saw a nice shot from Christian Cora, and from playing with him for the few years that I did, early on he seemed to shoot a lot and wasn't necessarily the smartest shot, but as he's grown and developed, he's definitely become much more of a smarter offensive player, and really picking really good shots to take and keeping the defenders on their toes. And that's why I believe he is the Bengals' #1 goal scorer.
And we may be seeing free kick by Christian Cora right now. The Tigers half of the field, about the 25-yard line.
Four-man wall from the Tigers here.
Ooh, Christian puts it just a bit over the crossbar. Force a Tigers goal kick. With 25 minutes left to go in the first half of the game, we've seen a lot of the Tigers' possession on the ball in their defensive half of the field. We haven't seen too many shots. I think about 2 shots from each team. The game's mostly been played in the middle of the field, a little bit here and there on the defensive side of each team.
Ooh, ball does go over the fence from a kick there by Daniel Nagel.
Yes, that fence over there is a big weakness of ours, the Benedictine side.
As you see, there was a far pass, probably about a 30-yard pass from a Chagrin defender, it looks like. But Pete steps up, causes some confusion in the offensive for the Chagrin offensive players, and they do not convert. And it will be a goal kick for Benedictine.
Senior Samir Gonzalez was just subbed out by other senior Gabriel Roberto, who will be stepping into the central midfield now for the Bengals.
As you see, there was a lot of contact for the goalkeeper, Pete Sturkle. He has gotten up. There was a shot from the right side that he initially saved. The ball is bouncing around. I think that was, I'm not sure who actually was in there. But someone got in there trying to defend. Another Chagrin offender steps in, and I do believe that Pete Sturkle gets hit.
Yes, Pete stays very strong on that play. Stays in the game, which helps out the Bengals a lot, keeping them into the game and not forcing another goalie to come in.
Little contact there. Little contact there from number 5, Brett, on our Gabriel Roberto.
Quick restart by Cameron Mitchell to Charlie. Back out wide to Corey Fox over there. And a Bengals throw in.
Nice ball from the midfielder.
Number 14. I think that's Zitney again.
That is indeed Ian Zitney. Really controls the field from the middle. Seems to be causing some problems for the Bengals. Backside ball does float a little bit too far, defended by Andrew Joyce, who is now being subbed out for Jack Harris. Something about Jack. Jack is not a primary soccer player. Initially came here and was playing hockey, but was further convinced by his cousin and some of the other players on the team to play soccer, and he has been a big factor for this team.
Saw Amari Sanders over there trying to look for a good opportunity at goal. Blocked by one of the Tigers' central defenders.
Nice passing by the Benedictine midfield and defense. Little miscommunication there by Charlie Roberto and Christian Cora. Seems like the ball hit the ref, so he will be giving it back to the Tigers.
See the Tigers again playing possession on their half of the field. And then the goalie scoops the ball up, goes out wide right to their outside defender. Ball played over top, and Devin Jackson finds the end of it. Gets the ball closer to the midfield.
Nice pass by Amari. Attempted to go towards the flag, but it was shut down by the Chagrin defender. Good that it was shut down because we know Christian Core loves those one-on-one opportunities.
Yes, we see many of his goals throughout the season come from one-on-ones. Rather he created it or another player passed him a great ball into the defense and he put it away.
We have the ball coming down the Bengal left side, being picked up by Amari. Big switch. Oh, Devin Jackson with two defensive players there. And the Tigers will opt for another soft reset coming down the Bengals' right side of the field. Picked up by Charlie. Short clearance by Will. Doesn't make it all the way out, but he persists. And he continues to hustle.
Right, Pete?
They get a sloppy shot off. The ball hit Pete's hands, and then he collects it.
Yes, just from the past couple of saves by Peter Sturkle, it'll be very difficult for him to be stopping the ball with the very slick turf that we have out here.
Let's go, defense! Teamwork!
Playing with wet turf isn't always the same as practice time because the game balls tend to be a little newer, a little fresher, so they tend to skip a little bit more as the practice ball is a little rough around the edges and it doesn't skip as much. So that should be sort of an issue for both teams. As we've seen here, the rain has stopped, but it does not mean that the turf is still not wet. And we are halfway through, just over 22 minutes in, and we are still 0-0 here. We've been seeing good offense and defense from both teams as we have a throw-in from the Bengals.
All right, Cam.
A lot of contact from Chagrin there. Cameron Mitchell steps in.
See a questionable call over there. I don't know if there was much contact on that play, but
Questionable call, but the ref was behind the contact, so it would be
Correct.
harder for him to tell. But we will have a free kick from around the 20-yard line, 25 yards out from Peter Sturkle. Quick shot. Pete does what he needs to do, sets up the wall, deflects off the post.
and we'll see a Tigers throw-in on that left side.
Short throw in by the Tigers. Ball over top. Dev Jackson makes sure he gets above the player attempting to score.
Yes, we saw a common cross by the Tigers. Seems like they've been doing that a lot in these first 23-ish minutes. A lot of crosses into the middle, hoping for a deflection into the goal.
There's a lot of contact in there with Christian. Number 14, Ian Zitney, is causing a lot of problems for the Bengals. But Amari does play a wide ball out to Christian Core, who does not catch it before the goalie does. They have a transition by the Tigers here. Being defended by Daniel Nagel. Inside, Cameron gets a touch on it, Nagel clears it. A lot of contact there.
Yes, we've been seeing a lot of contact in these first couple 25-ish minutes of the game. Much contact from both teams.
We see a lot of contact from the Tigers, but we know the Bengals are not one to shy from contact.
Correct. Like we said at the beginning of the game, with our aggression plays a big part in our defense coming from the Bengals. So we may see a lot of retaliation throughout the game.
Long ball goes to Pete Starkle. He deflects it and calls it off from his defenders.
Peter's punt over to the Tigers, forcing a turnover for the Tigers, which will end with a Bengals throw-in.
We do have Charlie Roberto stepping back into the game with a substitution for Corey Fox. Something about the Benedictine team that I do believe differs from a lot of the teams they play is that 2 of their 3 captains are defenders. And I feel like that is not the typical for this age group. Captains tend to be the goal scorers. One of them is Christian Cora. But we see a lot of goals from Samir and a lot of offense from Amari. And but yet we still have Will Karras and Cameron Mitchell as the other 2 captains, strong defensive players, like to communicate and like to get physical. I think that just goes to show the style of play and the efforts from Benedictine High School.
Good job, Pete.
We have a long shot from Alex Cantor, one of the goal scorers, that is blocked by Peter Sturkle.
Nice stop by Omari Sanders over to Gabe Roberto with the clearance by Omari Sanders.
Hustle there, a little body from Jack Karras. Great D by Jack Karras, even though they don't come up with the ball.
Cameron Mitchell over to force the turnover by the Tigers. Clears the ball up, and the Tigers end with the ball coming back to our Bengals half of the field. Tigers again playing possession on their defensive third, back to their goalkeeper. And Cameron finds the end of it from their goalkeeper to force the ball to, who's that, Charlie Roberto over there.
Charlie's staying in the mix, making sure if they're getting out, they're not getting out easy. First turnover by Amari Sanders. Nice move. Nice move again. Looks for the shot now.
Oh!
Just over.
Yes. Very nice move by Amari Sanders to create that shot, just a little bit over the bar. Well, that's great for our Bengals. Hopefully they get a little bit of motivation, keep putting it down there on that offensive third. We do have a big shout out to our cameraman, Adateo. Does a lot of great things with our camera. He's the reason that you guys are able to see this game live right now.
Yes, great improvements. Benedictine High School adding in the broadcasting, and along with the camera being able, one of the reasons why you're able to see also the lights We have a night game here today. We have beautiful lights light up the field. Something that was not here when I was a player. So, wish I could have played under lights, but
Correct. Would have been a blessing.
it would have been a blessing. But, we still get to enjoy it. We're still here. We're still supporting. And we still get to see some of the players that we play with play under these lights and, live through these experiences.
Yes, I always thought the night game under the lights was a great experience throughout high school playing soccer.
Outside ball crossed in. Ball floats up top. Looks like it might have been a deflection and goes in. Looks like that goal was scored by
Come on, Bengals.
23.
Teamwork. You still got this. You're still in the game.
Is that 23?
Focus.
Yes, 25.
That goal was scored by 25, Kenny Clark.
You're still in it.
He is a sophomore this year.
Yes, we saw a deflection on that goal over there.
Let's go,
A little breakdown by our Bengals defense. We hope that they do not hold their heads down low and keep to hold them high throughout the rest of this game, because there is much time left to go in this game.
Yes, and that was a goal by Kenny Clark at about the 10th minute. Second goal for the season. And first goal for the Tigers to open up this game.
Good job.
From the games I've been to, I've seen the Bengals play from behind many a times. We have Christian Cora here in the middle of the field. He hustles. Could have been a foul there. No foul. Shot by Corey.
Oof.
Goes just far to the right. Would have been a beautiful shot, top right corner.
Yes, as we saw, the Bengals are not letting up on offense either, creating a great opportunity over there. Hope to see a lot more of it with 9 minutes left in the first half.
Let's go, defense. Teamwork. Let's stay focused.
There was some pressure by Christian Cora to force the Chagrin midfielder to turn around. Ball deflected off number 15 for Chagrin to go out of bounds. Going to be Devin Jackson with the throw in. Deflection off Drew. Will be coming back towards the Bengal goal. Good hustle by Amari and good body position by Amari Sanders.
Yes, even though he is not as big as other players, he still tends to use his body very well to keep control of the ball. I've seen a lot of that the past 3 years from Amari Sanders.
Ball to the outside. The defender let it roll out as it was off Benedictine.
See the Tigers back on the Bengals half of the field.
Good job, D.
Skips to Peter Sturkle, our goalkeeper.
And that was number 23, Brandon LeVay, with the shot there. Handball by Chagrin in the midfield.
Yes, free kick by Charlie Roberto.
Undecisive, decides to give it to Amari Sanders with a short pass.
Good kick, Daniel.
Gives it to Daniel Nagel, who does end up finding Christian Cora. Christian Cora was not expecting it to get there.
All right, Cam.
Ball played out by Chagrin. Going to be a Bengals throw. And a sub, we see Gabe Roberto and Jack Harris coming back into the game. But also for Chagrin, we see Ellis Clark coming back in, one of those top 3 goal scorers. Ball played down to Samir into the box.
Ooh, and the ball does not look to go out of bounds until our Bengals half the field. So we will see Jack Harris with another throw in to Cameron Mitchell. See a foul by the Chagrin Falls Tigers. A lot of contact by both players on that play. Jack Harris will be taking that free kick from about the 33-yard line. Deflection by the Tigers goalkeeper to force a. I think this is the first Bengals corner of the day, maybe the first corner of the game.
This corner is coming out around the 5-minute mark. I feel the Bengals have had a good amount of success on their corner case, and this comes with a lot of hustle. They tend to really attempt to be the first person to the ball, and that leads to success.
Yes. I think that's what all corners are about. Who wants it more in the air? So whoever wants it more, that's who's going to get the ball. And if it's offense, they're just going to score. Capitalize on that situation.
You have a goal kick from Chagrin. Forced turnover by Gabe Roberto.
The ball to Christian Cora. See some contact again.
Shot by Christian Cora seems to hit the net, but the ref does not call it.
Ooh.
Very close shot. Hits the top bar and comes down.
Yeah,
Too bad that we do not have the VAR here. What we really need there, we need that virtual ref to confirm that goal for Benedictine. That would be a big goal for them. Good hustle by Gabe Roberto on the sideline.
Charlie Roberto finding the end of that cross. Tigers steal it back, and Cameron Mitchell is there to. Ooh, questionable foul over there. Tigers will be having the ball at the 30-yard line. Ref puts it back to the 30-yard line.
For the Bengals, we see everyone back except for Samir Gonzalez. Headed out by Cameron Mitchell. Ooh, close handball is called.
3 minutes left.
Quick play by the Bengals, try and keep the transition.
Yes, the Bengals hope to see some good looks on offense with approximately 2:45 left on the clock. Hope to not go down. Go to the end of the half, down 1-0. Bengals are looking to score.
I expect Chagrin to realize the situation, sort of race clock. They continue to attack. Ball goes down to Pete Sturkle. Is collected. 2 minutes left. Kick from Sturkle goes about 50 yards. Won by Chagrin. First turnover by Cam. Looks like, and it will be Chagrin ball.
Yes, thrown over there by the Bengals bench with minute 45 left to go.
Cameron steps to the ball. Now we have Gabe on ball. Shot from about 20 yards out. Gets once again collected by Pete Sturkle. Pete's let his team gets up the field before he kicks it up.
does not go over the fence on that one.
It's going to be a Bengal throw with 1 minute left. And for this last minute, we have Amari Sanders checking back into the game, looking to make something happen. Throw by Jack Harris. Does not come in bounds.
So it'll be a Tigers throw-in at the exact same spot that Jack threw it in.
Ball goes wide, not kept in. Bengals have about 20 seconds to get down the field and try and get a good shot off.
Seem to have a flat ball on the field.
Seems like the flat ball will waste the rest of the clock here for the Bengals. As to have hits, Bengals are down 1-0. As you saw, we had a goal by Kenny Clark around the 10-minute mark. And we've seen the Bengals come back, especially being down in the second half. We've seen them come back. We have a lot of determination on the field, especially with the three captains that really don't like to lose. So I don't expect them to come out flat-footed. I expect them to come out ready to go and
Yes.
ready to get a quick goal.
High energy. But for the rest of the time in halftime, we will be right back. 9:45 left. Me and Justin will be right back. Alrighty. Me and Justin Mitchell are back to you with the broadcast of our varsity Bengals team. 1-0 as of right now, starting off the half.
Come on, guys.
Yes, welcome back to this Thursday afternoon. It is October 15th. It's still about 47 degrees out, chilly tonight. And right now, we're watching the Benedictine Bengals fight back from a 1-0 deficit at half.
Yes. I think this will be some good experience right before the playoffs for our Bengals. Chagrin Falls being, I think, 13-1.
Yes, 13-1.
13-1. So they're very competitive in Division II of OHSA. So seeing this opponent right before the playoffs is very good for our Bengals experience.
Nice schedule building by the head coach.
Been told a couple shout outs from the fans on our broadcast. First one goes out to my grandparents. They're out in Ashland County watching the game. Another one to Mrs. Karras, Will Karras' mother, and to Coach Mike Sterkula, our basketball assistant coach.
Right, you love to see the support for the soccer team, especially from other sports.
Yes, and we have surpassed last game's viewers. At one point we had 36 viewers, and now we, at the moment, have 31. So great to see the support from our Benedictine Bengals fan base. Hope to see our Bengals coming out with a lot of aggression and energy.
Good job, Dale. Oh, shoot. Get that ball out of there.
Far shot.
By the Tigers number
29, Alex Cantor. Goes wide right. Wasn't really a threat to Pete Sterkel. Now a goal kick.
Peter Circle with the goal kick, and the Tigers find the end of it. Bengals get the ball back to our
Nice
offense.
pass by Christian Cora.
Oh,
It goes
my
wide right. I
goodness.
mean wide left. Excuse me. We
Samir
had,
Gonzalez, a little far left.
it was a
On
nice pass from Christian Cora. Finds Samir. He breaks the goalie, but there was two more defenders in his way. He seems to have his head down a little bit, but his teammate, friend, and captain Christian Cora lets him know to keep his head up. Is not going to be the last time he gets a shot tonight.
Yes, we hope to not see Samir put his head down for too long, because we need him for the rest of this game on our Benedictine Bengals offense.
Ball played down the middle, collected by Peter Sterkel. .50 ball won by Chagrin. Ian Zeetney in the middle. Ball played too wide to his midfielder. We have Jack Karras with the throw in. Overshoots his target by just a little bit.
Tigers central in the midfield on our Bengals half of the field.
Come on, defense.
Nice defense by Daniel Nagel.
Double team him, shoot.
Tigers out wide.
Right
Amari
up.
Sanders takes the ball back, and we see Christian Cora running down. Trying to
Misplaced
find
his
that
ball by
early.
just a little bit. He would have hoped that it floated towards the middle a little more. But good ball and all by Amari. Good thought, at least, even though it wasn't perfectly executed. Great thought. Fix that ball up, and that's a goal from Christian Cora.
I've just received another shout out to our Benedictine fans in Fargo, North Dakota. Peter Sturkle's grandparents.
Get out of there. My dad.
Good D by Devin Jackson, hustling back and make sure he's in the middle of the play, disrupting the target of the pass. Ooh, nice defense there by Amari Sanders.
See Tigers throw in. Nice restart. Right in the middle of the field.
Let's go, Bengals. Steve. Oh.
Deflected by Daniel Nagel.
Yes, right off the back of his head. Gets up very strongly. No issues over there.
Get in here.
Shot saved by Peter Sturkle.
We got him off a few months ago. He got like kind of like a, I think it's an overbite, and they kept him on longer trying to correct it. With the bands and keep breaking and breaking and breaking.
So with Daniel Nagel, him and his two older brothers are not known for staying down when they get hit. They're really played through the adversity and the contact. And as you see, he got hit in the back of the head. It was back up into play before the ball even hit the ground.
Exactly. He's one of our stronger seniors on the, not even just seniors, just one of our stronger players.
Come on, Bengals! Get it out of there!
A lot of commotion in the middle.
Kick that thing out.
Kicked out. It's put back
All
in
right.
by Alex Cantor. Just like it does not hit anyone on the Bengals. It goes wide left, and it will be a Bengals goal kick.
Peter Sturkle hoping to get the ball out. Back on our offensive third.
Come on, Bengals!
And-
Teamwork! Come on, get in here!
See a
Turnover out to Jack Harris. Nice touch by Christian Corey, even though it is a little bit too big.
Let's go, D!
See the Tigers playing with the ball again in their defensive half of the field.
Pressure from the defense leads to a Bengals throw-in, which will be taken by Devin Jackson. Excuse me, it will be taken
Pass that ball!
by what looks like Gabe Roberto
Got good passing game.
or Charlie Roberto. I can't tell from here.
Yes, I think that's Charlie because Gabe is over here on the right side.
Correct, that was indeed Charlie Roberto, the younger brother of Gabe Roberto. Ball played inside, was well defended by Will Karras. The ball lands in the hands of Pete Sturkle. Something about Will, also another hockey player, plays with his cousin Jack Karras. And Will is also coming off of a sickness. I do believe he was sick just 2 days ago and could not play. So it's good to see him back. It's good to see him out here performing. And we know that we have a healthy center defender.
Come on, Joyce.
Another Bengals thrown over here on this right side.
Will be taken by Andrew Joyce. The pinch off the players will go towards Chagrin, but it was forced turnover by Gabe Roberto. Nice defense from Chagrin there. Nice ball by Ian Zitney. Good ball, but well defended by Will Karras and Devin Jackson as the ball trickles into the hands of Pete Sturkle. You saw Amari Sanders fighting for the ball there. First turnover by Samir. Gets a chance to attack, pops out to Amari, into Christian Cora. Does not hit his target, though.
Out wide to Gabe Roberto. Cameron Mitchell finds the end of the ball. Nice pass to Omari Sanders. Back into our Bengals offense.
There's some nice passing from the Bengals here. After all that, Bengals still possess the ball.
Yes, we'll see a throw-in on this right side.
We have Jack Karras checking back in for Gabe Roberto. We have about 27 and a half minutes left back in this half.
See Charlie Roberto throwing the ball back in.
Deflected off Jack, goes out to Christian Core, who decides to take the shot from about 25 out, and it sails over the goal.
And that will be a Tigers goal kick. See a couple of substitutes coming in. We're seeing a lot more of our Bengals taking more shots on the Tigers goalie. So we hope to see a lot more of that coming with 26 minutes left in the game.
Come on, Benny!
Cross from the Tiger gets headed out by Will Karras. For the throw-in, good hustle by Will, not letting him get that corner kick.
Nice look by the Chagrin Tigers. Will be a Bengals goal kick by Peter Sturkle.
Ball sails towards the sideline and is kept in by the Chagrin player. Crossed into the box, but it is good defense and cleared by Benedictine.
Yeah, some miscommunication by the Bengals over there. Tigers will get the ball back.
Good hustle by Daniel Nagel.
Smear using his body very well. Passing the ball to Christian.
Offense by Benedictine causes the throw-in from about the 20-yard line. Will be taken by Jack Harris, who, when in terms of throwing, I would say is the strongest on the team.
Let's go, Bengals!
Yes, it's almost like we're seeing another corner kick when Jack Harris is throwing the ball in.
As you can see, Amari Sanders didn't expect it to skip as much as it did, and that's because the ground is still wet, even though the players have more of a control on it this half, as we are almost halfway through with about 24 minutes left. Ball played out there by Amari looking for Christian Cora.
Yes, we'll see another Tigers throw in, playing it backwards to their central defender.
Nice hustle by Devin Jackson. Recognize that he would get there before the offender. Samir plays good defense, good pressure up there.
And Joyce plays the ball out of bounds to force a Tigers throw in around the Bengals 20-yard line. We've been seeing some very well defending by our Bengals in this half, not letting the Tigers see much opportunities on goal.
Ball comes out from the goalie of Chagrin and won by Charlie Roberto. Christian misjudges the bounce.
Back to the Tigers, going back the other way.
Ball played to Ian Zitney, who is now defended
Nice
by
save.
Daniel Nagel. Saved by Peter Sturkle. Beautiful save. We do have a flag up and the ref asking for a stoppage of play. Peter Sturkle is down.
Yeah. I thought you saw it because it stopped and then.
Which one would be?
So there seemed to be a collision down there with Pete Sturkle. Due to the equipment and the camera, I wasn't able to fully see what happened. But Pete is down. We have Cameron Mitchell standing there checking on him. It seems to be Coach Cora heading over, and the trainer for Benedictine checking on him, making sure he's okay. And now because he has gone down and the ref has asked for a stoppage of play to check on the player, he will have to be subbed out. That is the regulation that's in the rules. So Benedictine is going to try to get him ready to come back in. We have Jordan Myers over there warming up with assistant coach, Coach Father Finbar. Jordan Myers is a first-year player. And just because of that does not mean that he will not be able to perform. Very athletic. In his younger days, swam with his middle school. Believe he initially swam here, and he also plays lacrosse here. Has been playing lacrosse for the past 3 years. So I expect no shortage of athleticism from Jordan Myers.
Yes, and it looks like Pete will be going back to midfield, check back into the game. We have to wait until the ball has started back up and gone out of bounds for that substitute to happen.
The ball will start in the Chagrin defensive half.
Who they put in there as goalie?
Won by Amari. A lot of pressure. Ball pops out to Christian Cora, who chooses to shoot it. As you can see, that was a foul there, but because Christian received the ball, he was able to call the advantage, and Christian was able to get the shot off. And as we see, P Circle checking right back into the game. As P Circle is the more experienced goalie here.
So we'll restart the play. Tigers goal kick going to the right side. Cameron Mitchell finds the end of it. Nice pass to Jack Harris.
Nice ball. Ooh, Samir plays it slightly behind Christian Cora.
Yes, and the Tigers will have the ball back. Pass it back to their goalkeeper.
Ball won in the midfield by Charlie Roberto, but it's slowly taken away by the Tigers. Ball won by Christian. Miscommunication between Christian Cora and Jack Harris there.
Let's go, D! Get that ball back!
Yes, we see Tigers back with the ball. Playing with it in their half of the field.
Stay with him, Daniel.
Daniel Nagel showing some contact to the Tigers. And that will be a turnover for the Tigers. The Bengals will be going back the other way.
We are 20 minutes in, 20 minutes left in the second half. Yeah, we have a throw-in from the Bengals. Attempting to get some offense going here. We have Christian Cora making some noise down there in the box. As the ball is kept in by Chagrin. Back out to Charlie. We have some offense here from Amari Sanders. And we have Jack looking for Christian Cora, but does not find him. Amari getting in the mix there.
Cameron finding the end of the ball.
Cameron targeting Samir, but it does not reach. Once again, Amari forces a turnover. Amari's looking for some help here, as he's getting a lot of pressure from the Chagrin midfield.
Samir with the ball. Offense, looking for Christian Cora.
Bengals are really displaying a lot of offense here. A lot of contact from number 25 there, the goal scorer for Chagrin, and he does indeed foul our freshman, Charlie Roberto.
Yes, we'll be seeing, I think, Jack Harris taking that free kick at the about 30-yard line. 29 and a half to be exact. So
In the
good opportunity for the Bengals here.
good ball played. Ooh. Good ball play. Hits off the head of Christian Cora, which sets up an attempt for Samir, and he was just a little bit behind the ball. Laid out for it. Good hustle by both players. Great pass by Jack Harris.
Let's go, defense!
Tigers marching down our Benedictine Bengals half. Stopped by Devin Jackson to Cameron Mitchell, and he clears the ball out.
Christian decides to play the long ball to Samir, who was unable to reach the pass. The ball rolls back to the Chagrin goalie. That ball is played wide. It looks like it may be going out, and it does indeed.
Yes, we'll see a Bengals throw in by Charlie Roberto on Bengals left side.
The ball from Charlie reaches Samir, then Christian, taken by Christian, and is on the ground, but stays too far to the left. He's been shooting outside all day. You know, he finds the frame, and I see some goals going in the back of the net before this game ends. We have another stoppage of time being asked here. Stoppage of time was asked due to the Chagrin goalie going to get another ball. Wants to make sure there's optimal time for everything to happen. No wasted time on the clock. This is a big game for both teams, statement game for both teams. With the stoppage of time, we have a nice big substitution from Chagrin. We seem to be having some technical difficulty from the clock, as it seems to be not running fully and just skipping every couple of seconds. Maybe that is due to the weather. Yeah, it's still doing it, you know. Now we're at 48, then we drop straight down to 44. So it seems like the clock is running. It's just not showing every second. Interesting situation here. Maybe it's due to the weather. Maybe it got a little chilly.
Put it back to a timer.
Now it seems like the clock is stuck at about 15:32 on the clock. And the refs are communicating to see what they will do and see what we have to reset the clock to.
Just keep same time. All right.
So due to the technical difficulties with the game clock, the referees have decided to continue the running clock on the scoreboard. But when that clock says 0, it might not be the exact same as when the refs decide to call the game. They're going to go off their own stopwatches and not based off of the large scoreboard clock.
Yes, just so they do not take any time away from either team. So we'll see. Is that Devin Jackson over there giving the ball to Charlie Roberto for the throw-in?
Ball played down to the corner. Devin runs for it. It is going to be a Bengals goal kick.
Still in it. Teamwork. Go Tigers. Every time I yell, you gotta yell. Who is it?
Ooh, ball bounces through a lot of players, gets back to the Chagrin back line. Won by Cam, collected by Amari Sanders.
Yes, Charlie Roberto plays it forward. Christian Cora does not seem to get a foot onto it, and Tigers will have a throw-in going the other way.
Good hustle from Charlie.
Cody's watching the game.
Good hustle from. Oh, is that Corey? Good hustle from Corey
Yes, that
Fox.
was Mr. Fox.
Let's go, defense!
Nice passing by Chagrin there to build up a little offense. And it does seem to trickle in. It seems like it hit off of one of the Benedictine players' foot, gets some air, and due to that, bounces over Peter Sturkle. It is about the 13th minute, 30 seconds in, and Chagrin now have a 2-0 lead.
Yes, just a clarification, that was deflection by the Tigers. It looks like it was off the Bengals, but it was not. Tigers thrown over there by the Bengals sideline. Saw some contact over there. Some advantage given by the ref. Mari Sanders back to Charlie Roberto in the middle. The Tigers will be going the other way.
Good defense by Devin Jackson, slowing down the offender so Will Karras could come and clean up the offense.
Yeah, so good use of body on that play. Shield the Tigers offense just a little bit to get Will Karras to clear that ball out.
So a few moments ago, Samir sat for the first time during this game. Coach getting him some time to rest, most likely before he comes back in for one last push. Decides to put Andrew Joyce up top. And as Joyce might not be the most technical player on the team, he definitely has the hustle factor.
Yes, very hard worker by Andrew Joyce. Devin Jackson with the clearance over to the Tigers half the field, and that will be a throw-in.
Ball played across the field and is picked up by Daniel Nagel. I did not see any Bengals contact on the ball, so it should be Bengals ball, and the refs do agree.
Yes, and Charlie Roberto will be throwing that ball in for the Bengals. The Tigers will win the ball right back. Central midfield. And they will find the back of the net to make the score 3-0.
That was a shot by number 3. He is a defender, sophomore.
Come on, Benny! Teamwork, guys! Get your heads in the game!
We hope to not see the Bengals putting their head down. Still have time to get back into this game. Hope for a good result.
As we resume play, we see a change in the lineup. We see Andrew Joyce dropping down towards the midfield, and Christian Cora up top for the Bengals.
Yes, and we see a lot of possession now by Tigers, just trying to waste some time. Mari Sanders collecting the ball, and the Tigers will win it right back.
Ball played all the way back to the Tigers goalkeeper. You have some pressure up top by Christian Cora.
Yes, and Tigers switch the field. Voice that you may not have heard tonight is our he he does our broadcasting club. He does a lot of the football broadcasts too. Mr. Brian Devers, you did not hear him. Justin stepped in to take his place tonight to do this broadcast.
Had to step in for Mr. Media Man.
Yes, that's what it's called, the media club. That's what Mr. Brian Devers does for the for Benedictine High School.
Yeah, it's a big shout out to Mr. Devers as he brings a new type of program to Benedictine. One that I wish was here when I was a student, but you know, I had a photography club brought to the school by Mr. Lusick. That's where I picked up a lot of my photography skills. So he's no longer here, no longer with the school. Brian Devers has stepped up into a similar position, not the exact same one, and he's doing big things here for Benedictine.
Yes, a nice little presentation you saw right before the game was made by Mr. Brian Devers, so he does lots for the Benedictine community.
With about 8 minutes left, we see a substitution for Chagrin.
Yes, and we'll see a goal kick by Peter Sturkle, hoping to bring some life into the Bengals with the clock running down. About 7 minutes left, maybe a little more.
We have Christian Cora, ball played outside to Jack Karras, who is then played back to Christian Cora. Contact there, and Christian Cora does indeed win the call. In the box for the Bengals, we have Cameron Mitchell, Amari Sanders, Samir Gonzalez, Gabe Roberto, and now Christian Cora. Ball played in by Jack Karras, hits the goalie's hands, bobbles it a little bit, but he does indeed collect it. Risky ball played by Jack.
The Tigers will clear the ball out to our Bengals, half the field. Will carry us back to Peter's circle, and he clears the ball out to the right side, and Nagel gets the ball out of the field.
Shot deflected by Devin Jackson. Won by Samir. Nice move. Ooh, by Jack, and it seems to be a foul by Christian Cora in the middle of the field. We have about 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. We have Jack Harris heading back to the bench once again. Andrew Joyce seeing the field. And a big sub by the Chagrin Tigers.
Ball played out by the Tigers. Andrew Joyce with the throw-in to Samir Gonzalez. Samir with the drop back to Andrew Joyce, and Andrew Joyce kicks the ball out of bounds to force a Tigers goal kick.
Ian Sidney wins the 50-50 for Chagrin. Cameron Mitchell and Devin Jackson getting in the mix down there.
We see Tigers throwing over in the back right corner.
Offensive attempt shut down by Daniel Nagel. Far shot taken, aiming for his second goal of the day, goes wide left.
Yes, Peter Sturkle with some urgency, getting ready to take the goal kick.
Ball won by Andrew Joyce. We have Will Karras playing some solid defense.
Forcing the ball backwards.
Ball up top, well deflected by Pete Sturkle. Ball bobbles in the middle and does indeed find the back of the net.
The Tigers have made the score 4-0 with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Miscommunication from Amari Sanders to Christian Cora there. And even though with the state and the score of the game, we still do not see the Benedict defenders letting in any easy trips for the Chagrin Tigers.
No, we do not. And I think this game being towards the end of the season, last game of the season, I think this was very good to, in a sense, humble our Bengals a little bit right before the playoffs. Know what they need to work on, watch some film right before their opponent on Saturday at home against Rocky River. That will be a 4 p.m. kickoff. That is, again, next Saturday.
Daniel Nagel with a good defense there.
Jack Harris finding Christian's feet.
One minute left in the game here tonight.
Yes, I think there may be a little bit more time on the ref's watch just because of the malfunctions of the scoreboard. Tigers clear to Peter Circle's hands.
Off Benedictine, the ball is going to trickle out of bounds.
And that will be the end of the game. Score of Chagrin Falls Tigers 4 and Benedictine Bengals 0. Thank you all for tuning in to the broadcast. Very nice to see our numbers going up in views. Maybe we will see a broadcast on next Saturday against the Rocky River. I want to say they are the Pirates. And maybe we'll see a broadcast then. But if not, tune into the Benedictine Bengals soccer Twitter, see some scores. But thank you all.